guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we are continuing with our Java series. So let's start with the part 4, which is multi-level inheritance in Java. Before starting our today's topic, let's recap yesterday's topic, that is inheritance. Inheritance is defined as a mechanism where one class inherits the features of another class. The class which inherits is the base class or the child class, and which is being inherited is known as the parent class. I hope you understood with the definition of the inheritance. For detailed explanation on inheritance, please watch the part 2. So let's start with the today's topic, that is multi-level inheritance. Multi-level inheritance is defined as the process of deriving a class from another derived class. That is, deriving a child class from another child class is called as multi-level inheritance. I hope you can see from the figure, the first class is the parent class and the second one is acting as both child and parent. It is acting as parent to the third class and the child to the second class. Let's name this class as intermediate class. And finally, our third class is the child class. Now let's understand the general syntax of multi-level inheritance. Here inheritance takes place at two levels. At first level, intermediate class inherits the parent class, and at the second level, intermediate class is inherited by the child class. Let's understand the concept of multi-level inheritance with a small example. Firstly, we're gonna create and define the parent class. We are creating it using the keyword class followed by the tag name. In this case, let's name it as student. As we have completed creating a class, let's define it by opening the parenthesis and by declaring two member variables. Let's declare the first member variable as sname, which is of string type. Here sname means nothing but student name. And second member variable, that is sid, which is nothing but student id. And let's initialize both of them as John and 101 respectively. And finally, let's finish the class definition by closing the parentheses. Now let's declare another class, which is the intermediate class. We are creating it again using the keyword class followed by the tag name department. Okay, now we are again defining it with only one variable, that is department, and assigning it a name as it is of string type as it. And finally, let's create a child class which inherits our intermediate class, that is department. Here we are again creating three member variables and two member functions. Our three member variables are subject 1, subject 2 and subject 3, and let's assign them values as 50, 80 and 40 respectively. Let void total be our first member function, and let's define it as int total equal to sum of subject 1 plus subject 2 and subject 3. And let's finish the definition of void total by closing the parenthesis. And now let's define and declare another member function, which is our second function, and let's name it as void display. Here void is the return type and display is the name of function which is given by the programmer. So this display function is used to display the total marks. As we have learned from the previous topics, our printing function is system.out.println, where system is a class and out is the object and println is the method. So I am printing the total marks by using the println function. So we are defining the display function, and let's finish the definition of our child class by closing the parenthesis. Now, as we all know, our Java program is incomplete without main method class. Let's create one, and today I am naming it main method class. You can name it as demo or even multi-level inheritance or even multi-level. It's your choice. Let's begin its definition with the main method, that is public static void main string arguments. As we have discussed in our second part, classes and objects, an object is used to access the members of a class. So let's create an object M of class marks for detailed explanation. On creating objects, please watch the part 2. By using the object, let's access the class members and finish the definition of the program by closing the parenthesis of both main method and the main method class. The output will be explained tomorrow. Till then, let me know the output in the comments down below. That's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Do like, share and subscribe. For detailed notes, mail me at bashirofficial2000@gmail.com. And finally, stay home, stay safe, learn well. May God bless you and bye-bye.